Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a special Friday afternoon stream that I'm doing. I'm glad you guys are here. And a lot's gone on this week, including today with the world of Disney with The Mandalorian, which I have not seen yet. So no spoilers, please. But yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna fit in. I think soon. So I'm glad you guys are here. And yeah, I'm just excited. You got like my again, I got my Christmas lights that fell down, of course. See, this is what happens when I touch things. They unplug and fall down. So while I get this fixed, there's the lights. I'm going to string this up for a second. Hold on. There we go. And yeah. So over this past week, actually, I got my next installment of my pins for the main attraction. Now this one, I just got the pins, which I don't know, these quickly are growing to be the favorite ones I have in my possession right now. Hello, Samantha. How are you? Welcome. I'm just going to be streaming until Aaron comes back on with his live stream, his part 2 of his anniversary stream. But I finally got my mini main attraction, Haunted Mansion. They randomly appeared one evening, like 10 o'clock at night. I saw this on Shop Disney, and I'm like, no freaking way. I had missed the public release after. So you have the merch pass. I didn't get the merch pass for the pins or the mug. And I was working during the public release, the morning release, this like that 9 a.m. Central Time release. And all of a sudden, like a couple weeks later, I think these were ones that were not picked up during the merch pass. They released them. I was like late at night. I saw them, like, gotta have it. But this is, like I said, this is quickly, it was gone to be my favorite. Of course, you got Madame Leota. You can't go wrong with Madame Leota. And you've got Minnie in it looks like the butler outfit. But this, like the ear pin has the veil. And I didn't know that the veil was clear. It's actually see-through. Like, you don't really see that too much with pins. That's see-through. You can actually see the background. I know it's kind of hard to tell with the cellophane and my lighting, but you can see through the background. Can we? Yeah. Which is cool. Yeah, I mean, those of you that are lucky in Florida, that you can get them in the park when they go in the park, because they do have an allotment that is reserved for the park. Now, I've heard some people call these a limited edition. They're not limited edition. They clearly say on there they're limited release. So only for like a set period of time. So they probably make X amount, but it's much more than what they would call limited edition. I have 5 in my possession right now, and I actually did get the mug and the pins for the last set with the public release on Shop Disney. But I have set 10, I have set 6, 4, 9, and 11. So 4, it's the Small World, which this was one of my favorite ones before. It's just colorful. You got the clock. I don't know. You can't. Who doesn't love the Small World clock, right? And the next one, if you're going in chronological order, which this one's the only one that came in bubble wrap, but it's Peter Pan. I had an opportunity to get like the carousel one if I wanted to, but carousel and Dumbo. But I don't know. At the time, I'm like, so Yeah, if I had the teacups, I think the teacups were early on. I think it was weren't the teacups 1, 2, or 3. I think it was. The teacups were either 2 or 3, if I remember correct. But sorry, Sam. I've got 2 of the 3 you need. I'm on my way for the Peter Pan one. Now, Sam, are you getting the Peter Pan one off of like eBay or something? Is that where you're getting them, or? Because I could go to eBay, but like the prices, they like skyrocket automatically for that. So I believe the next one in the series was this one, Thunder Mountain, which again, I love Thunder Mountain. I think the pins possibly. Yeah, I feel ya. If you're desperate, although with some of the McDonald's toys, I went to eBay for the McDonald's toys, for like the teacups and the Soarin' Ride ones. I'm like, you know what? I'm done eating Happy Meals. I'm trying to go from like McDonald's to McDonald's. This is getting too expensive. Like, let's squash it now. So for the final 2 I needed, I went to eBay and got the toys. What helped was I got this actually in a Happy Meal. So I'm like, okay, it's only 2. I'll do it. Um, so, and then the most recent before the Haunted Mansion one was this one, right? Or after the Haunted Mansion one. Which I don't know. Again, the pins I think were the best ones. I do have a couple of the mugs, but I don't know. Again, having the opportunity for like on the day that these pins released to the general public, looking at the mug and how it has a leopard print bow, which if you look at the headband, I don't think the headband has a leopard print bow. That's the leopard print is on the headband. I didn't like it. I thought the mug for Series 11 for the Jungle Cruise was ugly. Yeah, for me, I do have a couple magic bands. Like, in fact, some of the magic bands that I have are on the Christmas tree. They are ornaments, temporary ornaments. But since I don't live in Florida. I live in much colder environment. Which this actually, I wish this was my Main Street shirt, but I couldn't find it. The Mickey's Main Street Tree Farm one. But I don't know, living thousands of miles away, like how often am I going to use the magic band? Because those are some things that I would want to use, and they're so delicate. Like they're made so that if you have like a smaller wrist, you can punch out the or like the gray part and just use the actual design part. But if you're collecting those and something like that tears, I would just freak out. I would freak, like, if they would be put in glass cases, and if I lost them, I don't know what I would do. I think pins, I know. Pins are usually like the easiest one for me to collect. Although mugs, usually if I get mugs, I usually use them. But the mugs that I have here, again, it's Peter Pan and I forget what, Thunder Mountain, and I'll send you the castle as well. Those mugs are, I don't know, they're probably not going to be they're probably not going to be out of the box. How rude! Excuse me. You gave me permission. All right, Aaron, my Disney World fix is popping in while he takes a break from his epic 2-year anniversary live stream from the Magic Kingdom. But hey, I am showing off a little bit, but I'm not showing off entirely here. Yeah, I guess I'm in trouble now. Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Sometimes the bad influence. I'll admit. sometimes, which overall she's a very, very nice, very, very nice person. So, um, hopefully you're eating, doing all the things you need to do, enjoying your little time off. Because I know how live all day live streams can go. They can get exhausting. Um, I know after 1 hour, I'm exhausted usually streaming. So, although I have to remember, you're again charging your equipment, making sure everything's good to go. Yeah, sometimes you just need a break in the middle of the day. Ended on a good note with the Country Bears though. So, um, can't wait for what's coming up in part two. Although, like I said at the start, I know there may be a little bit of a break for the Mandalorian because I don't know how much more I can wait until either somebody spoils it for me, which for the most part I've been good. I do know one thing, but it's not really related to the show. Yeah, there's a lot of people watching, and the longer I wait, um, it's gonna there's gonna be somebody's gonna um someone's gonna spoil it. So yeah, I don't know. Watching all these or all you streamers in the parks, it's hard because I was at, dare I say it? Yeah, I kind of have to say it. Disneyland for Christmas last year for the Christmas season, and being there and like looking through my photos that I've been posting on Instagram, it's tough because it's Disney with full magic, right? All the trimmings, all the attractions, and everything available at that point. It's fun. Yeah, I know. Show off. Uh, Again, I should just make a banner. And just put like a show off warning. You know. um, but like seeing like the Christmas trees and the decorations, it's I miss it. I do. I want to be there for Christmas every year. I know that's kind of not feasible for me at this point financially. I would have to do a little bit of saving for that, but it's a very special place for all of us that are it would save you yeah, even preemptively. You could just put a thumbs up every time I put up the banner, right? Um yeah. So maybe I'll do that right now. Showing off. All right, there we go. I'll just like flash it every single time, right? Oh, it's kind of like the signs above the doors, right? Caution, they're about to open. Caution, I'm about to show off. But honestly, any Disney park during Christmas, it's a special place. And being in the Magic Kingdom, or excuse me, technically it's Disneyland, but it's the Magic Kingdom of Disneyland. If Walt were to walk in, he would call it the Magic Kingdom. Let's be honest. Um, but yeah, going down Main Street, seeing the castle with like a snow covered roofs and the tree, how they use a lot of LED lights on the tree in Disneyland. Like that is like a big difference of how they decorate the trees. Whereas the California one, it's more of a Victorian turn of the century, more appropriate for that time period type of tree, except for the lights, the LED lights. Or in terms of the ornaments, I should say. But where I don't know, Florida, looking on the streams, it's more like you have a lot of gingerbread cookies. I think it's more fanciful. Um, but it's always a special time of year down there, and I don't know, I miss it. I wanna be there. I know I can't be there right now, but I really do wanna be there, and so seeing all you guys there, it's just making it's somewhat tough. I don't know about you guys watching live streamers. I love it because it brings me to the parks when I can't be at the parks, especially when you do, like, a once a year or once every other year type of trip, if you're that type of person. Um, I've been lucky to go to, Disney parks once or twice a year for the past 3 years, um, and for me, that felt really special. But there's people that, for whatever reason, can't go, and usually after a trip, it that's the toughest to kind of think anything Disney. You just left, you got on that tragic express, headed back to Orlando Airport. You're on the flight back, and it's just, do I dare turn into Aaron? Do I, or Tanya or whoever? It's like, yes, because it's a family, it's a community, it's a family. Let's be honest, it's a family. Um, but there's part of you that just wants that that it feels like this is painful. I want to be there. I was just there. I don't want to leave. And I think anybody that's not local has had that moment on the last day, whatever park they're at. Um, this last time for me was the Magic Kingdom on the last day, and it's hard to leave. You want to stay until the last possible moment until they kick you out. Knowing like, okay, I don't have my next trip planned. There are some people that like they do this every year, but for those people, it's maybe once a year, maybe once every other year, or they wait for the next Disney deal, um, and see, okay, how good of a deal is that? Can I make it fit my budget and my schedule? Um, it's painful because in your mind, you're like, I do know I'm going to be back, but am I going to be back in time? Like, I know the 50th anniversary year starts, or like the anniversary doesn't officially start January 1st, 2021, but it's the anniversary year. Okay. I'm sure they're gonna be releasing more details as we get closer to October 1st or whenever they decide to start their 50th anniversary celebration. Um, so I know like I'm gonna most likely book a trip, even if it's just a weekend trip, so I can say I was there for the 50th. I mean, I was there for the 25th, the birthday cake castle. Which, as a kid, I'm gonna say right now, I loved it. It's a birthday cake. Who doesn't love birthday cake? I thought it was cool. As an adult, kind of walking through, it's like, okay, maybe that's not the best choice. But but looking back on the memory I had of it, it was a good memory. I remember getting a button for the 25th anniversary. I remember the parades and just being like, okay, this is cool being here for that moment. All right, let's see what Aaron has to say here. Yep, you're grateful that you have been born in Florida and don't know what the Tragical Express is like, but I do know what it's like to leave knowing that, yeah, I mean, even for like the couple months back in March, from March to July, I mean, I felt like for me, um, rescheduling my vacation, like watching the news to see, okay, is Disney going to close for that month from February to March? It's like, okay, we have all this stuff going on. When is it going to close? Are they going to close it? Because in my mind, I'm like, I've had this trip planned. I've been looking forward to this, especially because I wanted to Rise of the Resistance. And hey, hearing that, okay, they're closing it down. It was the week before I was about to come. I'm like, all right, guess no watching the fireworks from the Contemporary. No Ohana, no some like all this is just like, all right, not staying at the boardwalk. That was gonna be my first time at the boardwalk. And I just remember waiting on that first day of just picking a time to schedule. I'm like, okay, when am I free? And with what I do, it's very limited. Like I have a very limited window of when I can actually go, based on how things work. It's not like I can just, well, actually, right now, I can probably just drop my things, fly to Florida if I really wanted to. Um, but that's not going to happen, um, unfortunately. But like, it's not like I can say, oh, in the middle of February, it's a Wednesday, let's just fly to Florida for the next couple of days. I can't do it. I cannot do it. So it just happened that the first week that I was available, like Disney had reopened the week before. In fact, Epcot and Hollywood Studios was Epcot Hollywood Studios. Yeah, Magic the Kingdom was open first. But like literally 2 days before I arrived in Florida is when Hollywood Studios and Epcot had opened up again with the Food and Wine Festival with Epcot. So we rescheduled it, and although again, terrible things happening in the real world, but I felt lucky that I was healthy enough to go at that point. We were put into, because our hotels were not open at the time. We were put into some pretty nice DVC rooms, which made our trip much easier. The fact that one of the two DVC rooms that we got was a 1 bedroom, and my brother and I got to have our own separate rooms, which is awesome. Yeah, honestly, leaving when you're there pretty much on like a daily or weekly basis and not knowing when the parks would be open again, and that's something that you do on a regular basis for anything, it's heartbreaking. There are tons of people that are working from home right now, that way back in March, they're told, okay, you're going to work from home for 2 weeks, and they've been just working, working for uh, they've been working from home ever since. Grab a banana, apple slice, and a Coke from Liberty Square Market for an in-between stream snack. Okay, there's nothing wrong with a nice ripe banana and apple slices. Well, this is a Pepsi, by the way. Hello, Rachel. How are you? Glad you can stop by. We're just chatting while Aaron rest recharges before he goes back on in a half hour. Thought that we would continue the fun until he comes back live, which I know this is exciting, right? I've got blinds I can play with. We've got some lights, festive ears, McDonald's toys. Yeah. So I have some pins. I've got some trivia that I like to kind of share with you guys. This is my first crack at some Disney trivia. Now, some of the things I saw for like the Disney holiday trivia for at least Disney World, about like the trees and how much garland that they um actually use, was just amazing. Now again, a lot of this was based on like 2019 stuff, and it kind of it really did amaze me about like about some of the stuff. Now I have to rekey this up here because apparently I closed out of the window when I shouldn't have. But like some of the holiday fun, some of the fun facts that they saw. Now I can't find it now. Maybe oh, I'm so sorry. I'll Uh, I hope your dad really recovers. I just saw that comment. Um, it's it's got to be tough. Um, so I hope he has a speedy Rachel. I hope he has a speedy recovery. Okay, and just that he's in my thoughts and prayers right now because it's for a lot of people it's rough, especially this time of year. It's oh, that's got to be tough. So again, Rachel, thinking of you, thinking of your family at this tough time. Um, Here I am just yapping my mouth off and just want to know that I want to know as soon as I saw that. All right, I'm gonna look at Disney World Christmas. I have history, don't I? I can just look at the history tab and just go from there, right? All right. So, yeah, like some of the things, like the amount of lights that are like on the dream lights. Um, the amount of dream lights that I saw were just like I believe there's 350,000 different lights um that are on the castle at any given or at any given time. Um, which it amazed me that just um of how many lights and it takes about 7 to 8 weeks for the castle when they put the dream lights up to actually um set up set that the lights up. So that's why they start in August and September because they know that during Halloween the castle's center stage, right? And you also want to test. You want to make sure the lights actually work, so they have time to kind of make adjustments if you need to. All right, here. Um, and in the Very Merry Christmas Parade, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade, the longest float in that is 50 feet in length. 50 feet. That is a long, long float. Um, and the Christmas show, Mickey's Most Merry Celebration, they use 391 different costume pieces. And that tree right now that you see in Town Square, it's 65 feet tall, which when you kind of see pictures of it, it definitely looks taller, right? It definitely looks taller. Um, but you put it next to the castle automatically just like dwarfs it. And on that tree, now this is kind of the amazing part about this. Yeah, don't try picking up that tree yourself because the tree weighs 16 and a half tons. 16 and a half tons. I mean, like, wow. I was, and that star at the top, that star at the top of the tree is 2 feet tall. So it's like a third of my height. That tree is a third of my height, or the star at least. Yeah, I am not. No, the tree is not a third of my height, but the star is a third of my height, which is mind blowing. And when they do the Castle Dream Lights again, it takes 350,000 lights to create the Dream Lights. And now this is from, I'm getting this actually from DisneyRewards.com. They actually posted this on November 20th, 2018. 350,000 lights. And that's enough lights, according to this website, to cover 1,758 foot Christmas trees. 1,750 Christmas trees that are 8 feet high. I mean, mine is only 6. It's a fake one, and it's only 6 feet high. But still, that is a lot of lights to cover one castle. And again, 78 weeks to install the castle dreamlights. I'm sure weather has to do with some of that. It may take longer if there's colder weather. Now, the Disney Parks Christmas Parade, which honestly started as the the Disney World Christmas Day Parade, has been on TV has been basically delighting families since 1983. It's been on TV since 1983 for all but 2 years. I've read. So, although this is the third year they're not doing a parade, so this is year 3. They're still doing the special, but honestly, the Christmas parade on Christmas morning, like, you really can't just run the floats down like cavalcade style. Just tape one segment of just down Main Street with the families or with people watching, or just like characters coming down. Close the park, open the park like a couple hours later. Run each float down. Have a mini parade. Just honestly, Disney, you can do it. So I was kind of disappointed that there's going to be no floats in the special this year. But this one, again, this one amazed me. All right. On Main Street, USA, they use 51,880 feet of garland. Again, this is a normal, typical year. 51,880 feet. Now, I'm typing this in how many miles that is. That is almost 10 miles of garland. That's 9.8 miles of garland that line Main Street, USA in a typical Christmas. Could you imagine setting up 10 miles of garland just on Main Street? Not to mention that they decorate every single resort has decorations, Christmas trees. All 4 parks have Christmas trees. They do decorations. Hollywood Studios, they have decorations in Epcot. They have decorations in Animal Kingdom. All 4 parks have these decorations. It takes a lot of manpower and a lot of effort. And oftentimes it's like it happens overnight. As soon as Halloween is over, like November 1st or November 2nd, Halloween stuff goes down, Christmas stuff goes right up. I mean, I was there at Disneyland the Thursday, like the day before and the day of their first first Christmas, first official day of their Christmas celebration. And that was like the 7th and 8th. So they started really early. Like it takes a really, really, really well-oiled operation, but also it's like clockwork. You take down the bunting for the fall bunting. You just put up the garland. Like, it's a swap. It's almost like a ballet with what they do. All right, here's this box of stuff. Make sure it's all ready. We'll ship it. And it's just it's clockwork during the night. They're like Santa's little elves, and just everything magically appears. It blows my mind. But at the same time, they've been doing Christmas for a while now, so that they better have this like pretty much like a science down to like the millisecond of when things are going up, where. So I mean, I was glad to see Christmas come a little bit early, so that Roxy and Aaron could take Christmas photos and see at least some of the decorations up. So I was glad that could occur. The last kind of fun fact that I found out from this website talks about the gingerbread house, the life-size gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian, which again, because of social distancing and what's going on right now, they don't have it, but it's the same style of gingerbread house that they had in the past, and hopefully return next year. But the Grand Floridian gingerbread house usually uses about 1,050 pounds of honey probably to glue things everything together and use the sweetener for the actual gingerbread. 140 pints of egg white. 140 pints of egg whites. 140 pints. Like there's 2 pints to a quart, 4 quarts to a gallon, all that stuff. That's still a lot of gallons there. 700 pounds of chocolate. 25 pounds of spices. 800 pounds of flour. And powdered sugar, 600 pounds of it. And every year that they do this, it looks delicious. And you can actually buy like treats from inside there. It's pretty cool, pretty awesome, and every inch of it on the outside is edible, but I don't recommend eating it whatsoever. You'll get yelled at, probably kicked out. But it's one thing that I kind of miss from there. And seeing all that stuff. Talking about that's made me a little bit hungry too. And yeah. Although when I was at Disneyland for Christmas last year, again, even if you've gone to Florida, I'm like, I've done the Christmas party in Florida, I've done this, you have to go to experience Christmas at Disneyland because it's different. Now, both parks do have their own Christmas trees and Christmas decorations as well. California Adventure has the World of Color, and in the World of Color they do a holiday version of it, which I hear is pretty awesome. I did not see it because I basically picked one thing over another, and I picked the fireworks over the World of Color because I've been to Disneyland 2 different trips, so for 3 nights basically, and on only one of the nights they did fireworks, and only one of the nights they did World of Color. Actually, on both nights they did World of Color, but I don't know why we didn't see it on the first night or the night before, which I probably should have. We really should have. The California Adventure celebration reminds me more of like the Epcot celebration where you have the holiday kitchens, and it's more, again, you have the international flair with like local cult, especially with like local Los Angeles cult or traditions. You have some Indian performers for I believe it's Hindu festivals that are around this time of year. You have Hanukkah performers, bands celebrating the Jewish tradition. You also have, of course, Christmas and Kwanzaa performers. But it's a good eclectic mix, and the kitchens do reflect that as well. Which a lot of the food was delicious. I had my first taste of Joffrey's really when I was there at Disneyland. Although my first trip since I've been back to Disney World, 2019, I might have had a Joffrey's coffee. I don't remember though. But again, I hadn't discovered all these live streamers until after that first trip. So the only Joffrey's coffee that was available were like the in-room stuff, and there wasn't really too many options to get it. Some of the kitchens actually did have Joffrey's coffee, or the holiday kitchens did have a Joffrey's coffee option, so that's where I got it. Which to me it tastes good. Had some more my last trip, but all the holiday snacks, like Disneyland had a Santa hat macaroon, which basically looked like it's not like this like the buffalo plaid, just a traditional white trim with the red hat. But it was chocolate peppermint filled, and it was delicious. I probably should have taken one for the road so I can eat it on the plane the next day or what as like a snack, because it was amazing. The day before, they still had their Halloween offerings at was it the French Market? and which is the place at Disneyland where they could have their beignets. The only park to serve the Mickey beignets, Mickey shaped beignets, are New Orleans Square at Disneyland. I believe that is the only place that you can get Mickey beignets inside the park, at least in the U.S. The only other place you can get Mickey beignets, I mean, there are other places that serve beignets, but the specific Mickey Mouse shaped beignets are only available at the French Market at Disneyland, as well as Port Orleans French Quarter. They have Mickey beignets. And they have peppermint ones during Christmas, which I should have tried. But they also have pumpkin spice ones during Halloween. And you can all year round they have the regular beignets. So that was, I don't know. Trying the pumpkin spice, it was very light on the pumpkin spice. It's like they put like a dash in there. They tasted like normal beignets to me. But I keep going back to that, like the Santa hat macaroon, because I don't know if they serve something like that at the Magic Kingdom, or if that was a California exclusive treat. But I want to find the recipe for that. At least try to make my own filling. Maybe buy the macaroons myself, like the actual shell cookie, and just put the filling in myself. Oh, or try to, because I don't know. I don't know, like if macaroons are actually easy to make. I'm not really known as a baker. I'll try it. Although I did make Christmas cookies, but the sugar cookies, it's a really simple recipe where I just put the stuff in. And I have my Christmas cookie cutters right next to me. So I got a snowflake right here, Christmas tree. Yeah, maybe I can just do the same thing with a sugar cookie. Find like a peppermint mocha chocolate filling, make it myself. I have the cocoa. Yeah, I could do it. But use it with regular sugar cookies and make that. Although some of the Christmas cookies I actually bought. I can't get it out of the bin here. I bought like a Mickey Mouse ear Christmas cutout cookies. That wasn't part of the Christmas set, but like, you know what? I can make a Christmas ornament out of it. And it came with that and a side profile, which if you get the dough right, I was worried that these were not going to come out the way, because you know how sometimes when you cook a Christmas cookie, like one of those cutout cookies, they kind of like expand a little bit and it loses some of the shape of the cutout. They actually held its shape, which gotta remember the exact measurements, because that's rare. I remember doing that all the time growing up with my mom. She would have like the Christmas cutouts, except these would be plastic. Some of them were like the stamps, where you would just basically stamp out each one, or just stamp the pattern and then hopefully it would cut out. But they would always spread out, and you're like, okay, this was supposed to be a candy cane. This doesn't look like a candy cane anymore. That's supposed to be a Christmas tree. It just looks like a triangle. Oh, that's a bell? That doesn't look like a bell. So, yeah. If anybody can send me like a peppermint chocolate macaroon, I'll take it. All right, I've gotten my 15-minute warning. So in 15 minutes, I am going to stop talking, that's going to be hard for me to do. I'm going to send you guys back to Aaron. And so I'm going to get that link. We'll put it in the chat. And hopefully we can make it a smooth transition back to my Disney World fix for part 2 of his epic 2-year anniversary. Now, I actually been on one of his streams. Yes, I have. It was actually I'll tell you this. It was actually the day that Aaron and Roxy met. That same day is when I was a mod previously I'm still a mod, by the way, for Aaron. But during my July Florida trip, the day that Roxy decided to pop in on Aaron's stream, kind of talking, really get talking, was that first day, or was my first day of my my trip to Disney World this past. And so I was on the stream for maybe like a couple minutes, just to say hi. I was with my brother, and he's not very stream friendly. Doesn't really like being on the internet that way. So I respect that. So plus we were there as it was more of a family trip, so I respected respected that. So I really wanted to spend time with him as a family. So next time I'm down there, I'm definitely gonna spend a lot more time with all my friends down there. But yeah, so that was the first time I think they really talked to each other on stream. Or really met was that day. But so it's a Hollywood studio stream. I was walking towards Toy Story Land. He was walking out of Toy Story Land. So if you're looking for I forget what the timestamp was, but it was later on in the stream. You can see me on his stream. But I've also been a couple of his girlfriend streams on Saturday nights as well. Which they're always fun. Where we just again talk Disney, whether it's Mandalorian, our favorite resort that we like to stay at, or just anything and everything Disney. Sometimes we don't stay on topic, which, you know what? We're a bunch of friends having fun. So, and that's really the most important thing, right? You're having fun. You're having fun watching, you're having fun creating the content. And if you're not having fun, why are you doing it? So, I've thrown face masks at the camera just for fun. I mean, it gets wild, it gets crazy. It's fun. All right. There we go. See, I knew he would clarify it. DHS was the first time she flirted with him. It's not the first time she watched. That was 4 days prior to Epcot. Okay. But still, it's discovered right around the time. See, I feel comfortable sharing this story because you've mentioned this before. You've actually I believe you told the story, the weekend after you got engaged. So honestly, if I met you earlier that day, maybe the flirting would have happened that day. I don't know. Because there was a couple times you went to the relaxation. I remember specifically watching your stream, seeing where you were, and we had just passed each other, literally. And you were heading. I was listening. We're like, you're heading towards the relaxation station. I'm like, all right, I have to go this way. I can't go the other way. So I'm like, we're here for the park all day. I can catch you, and I can even listen to like stream if you're like you're about to sign off or something. Like, no, wait, hold on, I'm over here. But eventually, it worked out that we were passing by. Which honestly, it seems like July seems. If we can go back to July, it seems like July was like what, 5 years ago. It seems like. And if you look at is how empty the parks were. Although Hollywood Studios felt like the most crowded park out of all of them. But still, like, because like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway had a long wait. Like, there was a lot of long waits. Tower of Terror you can walk right on. Rock and Roller Coaster was pretty quick. Like, it felt weird. Like, we were there at park open 9 a.m. Was it 10 a.m.? 10 a.m. Maybe it was 9 a.m. I forget now. Like, getting the park pass, and then be just like hearing like the screams of people get their park pass, or the not the park pass, but the boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance when it opened up at like 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and just like the mini screams, and just being like, all right, pretty much everybody in the park got a park pass or a boarding pass. It felt like that, wanted one. Um, and we were group number 4, I think. So we went on like we did the boarding pass first, went on Tower of Terror. Um, we Rock and Roller Coaster was right there. We walked over to Galaxy's Edge. We did a couple of things there. It was odd because we did things over and over and over. Um, and there literally was no wait. And like it rained that day, by the way, and like pouring rain. Like that was the only downpour, really bad downpour that we had. Well, actually, that and Animal Kingdom Day, we had really bad downpours. But once the downpour occurred, like people started leaving because like, okay, we did all the rides we wanted to do once. We're just gonna leave for the rest of the day. And as the day got on, the wait times just crept lower and lower and lower. And we're like, going there now, I feel spoiled. I really, 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 really do feel spoiled. Like the next time I go there, and be like, remember the time we only waited a half hour for Splash Mountain? Remember the time we went on Flight of Passage and at the exit they said, okay, gift shop to the left. You want to rewrite it? Go to the right. And we just kept circling back and round and round. Or again, rode Space Mountain 5 times in like 15 minutes before closing. Like that's not going to happen unless we go to like a Christmas party or something like that. I mean, the circumstances and kind of like the precautions, yeah, they're one thing. But just being able to ride some of these rides over and over again during the daytime is something that I'm never gonna forget, and just be kind of like, it's gonna be in the back of my mind. It's like, oh, do I wait for this? Well, no, because I remember that it's gonna be that remember that time. That feeling's never gonna leave of just being able to walk onto certain rides. Again, I keep going back to Flight of Passage being a walk on. Literally, you walked onto the ride. And you could go on as many times as you want that first week or so. I'm still I still have trouble processing that. All right, so Aaron is getting ready for his stream. So I'm gonna send you back in a couple moments to that, maybe like a minute or two before, so you can get the stream all set up. And I'd like to thank you for stopping on by. Good luck with part 2. I'm definitely going to be watching, although The Mandalorian might have a little bit of a priority, but it's not gonna. You're still gonna be streaming afterwards, so I'll stop on. I won't give any spoilers once I watch it, because I know how I would feel if someone spoiled that for me. I've made it this far with not knowing anything of what happens, so yeah, I'm excited. All right. On that note, on January 7th. So this is, excuse me, this is a little bit of ways away. 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks from yesterday, because the next Thursday after this would be Christmas Eve. Then it's New Year's Eve. So the Thursday after, about a month, I will be on the Connecting with You segment for Tanya, that crazy Disney lady. So last night she had her Christmas special. I was in a clip because I've done one Connecting with You already with her. And that was so much fun. I did it with a couple other people that are her Patreons, including someone who actually lives the other side of the Chicago suburbs. And so that was really, really, really fun to talk to her, talk to some other Disney fans, and Robin. And of course, Robin has moved down to Florida. So I've only seen a few streams with the Tanya and Robin antics. I no, yeah, those I yeah, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Um, I feel already like she's glaring at me, so I am going to wrap it up. Um, but I can't wait for part two. I'll see you guys on my next stream. I am working on a ranking because honestly, the thing I like the most about Disney are all the roller coasters, and they're adding a couple more, which I'm excited to actually ride. They took one away, which eh, some people like, some people don't like that fact, but I'm working on creating it's either going to be a live stream type format or my first like real video of ranking the Disney World roller coasters. Um, Actually, technically, I could probably do the Disneyland roller coasters too. Although I haven't been on every roller coaster at Disneyland, although I haven't been on every roller coaster at Disney World. I've never been on the Barnstormer. I've been on every other roller coaster except for the Barnstormer. Although I really, when you're 6'4", I don't think I would be able to fit on the Barnstormer. And that's a whole nother story. All right. On that note, we've got less than 2 minutes to go until Aaron goes live. So until I see you next time, I'll see you in the future. All right. Bye, everybody.